वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक, जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक। तेरी छवि अति सुंदर सुखदायक, तेरी छवि अति सुंदर सुखदायक। जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक, जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक। तू चार भुजाधारी मस्तक सिंदूरी रूप निराला है मूषक वाहन तेरा, तू ही जग का रखवाला। तेरी सुंदर मूरत मन में तू पालक सिद्धि विनायक। जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक, जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक। मन मंदिर का अधियारा तेरे नाम से हो दियारा। तेरे नाम की जोत जगे तो मन में बहती सुखधारा। तेरा सुमिरन भरपूर सबसे पहले फलदायक। जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक, जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक। गम गम गणपति गम गम गणपति गम गणपतये नमः। गम गम गणपति गम गम गणपति गम गणपतये नमः। गम गम गणपति गम गम गणपति गम गणपतये नमः। गम गम गणपति गम गम गणपति गम गणपतये नमः। गम गम गणपति गम गम गणपति गम गणपतये नमः। नमः 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 नमः।
बोले श्रीमापति महादेव की जय, शंकर भगवान की जय। प्रिय भक्तजन, शुभ स्वागतम। Welcome to this evening's Sandhya. As you join with the members of the Karta Shri Krishna Mandir in a beautiful evening of devotion, for we would have commenced our Ganesh Ustav celebrations yesterday, and of course with puja, oblations and offerings to Lord Sri Ganesh. This evening we all are very blessed and privileged to join in a beautiful katha taken from the golden pages of the Ganesh Purana. As we have already performed the Obedi puja, rituals and oblations to the feet of Lord Ganesh, I invite you, Krauchai, please stand as you join in our opening arti. Om Sajam Chavarti Samyuktim Vahinayochita Maya Deepagrihan Devasya त्रैलोक्यातिमिरापहम् यानि तानि च पापानि जन्म हृदतानि च तानि तानि वनश्यन्ते परक्षिणा प्रदे प्रदे। गणपति की सेवा मंगलमेवा सेवा से सब विघ्न तरे। तीन लोक के सकल देवता द्वार परे निज अरज हरे। हे सुख करता गजानन है दुख हरता देवता है सुख करता गजानन है दुख हरता। रिद्धि सिद्धि के दक्ष नमाला और अनंत से चतुर रे। द्रौपदी पौर लिए आरती भक्ति करे जयकार करे। हे सुख करता गजानन है दुख हरता देवता है सुख करता गजानन है दुख हरता। गौरी के मोदक भोग लगे है पोषक वाहन चर अपरे। समारोह पलिए श्री गणपति को विघ्न बरे जय धूर बरे। हे सुख करता गजानन है दुख हरता देवता है सुख करता गजानन है दुख हरता। बधो मास्तोद शुक्ल चतुर्थी दीन धूप भरुर परे। लियो जन्म गणपति प्रभु जी के पार्वती मन आनंद भरे। हे सुख करता गजानन है दुख हरता देवता है सुख करता गजानन है दुख हरता। ओम कम गणपति नमः। एक दंत गज भजन विनायक थी आनंद आरूप रे। परा कुंभर देख पुष्ट से देख चंद्रमा हस्त करे। हे सुख करता गजानन है दुख हरता देवता है सुख करता गजानन है दुख हरता। गणपति पूजा नित्य करे से काम शुभ के तरह करे। पूजा करके जो यह आरती यश तरे श्रीकार करे। हे सुख करता गजानन है दुख हरता देवता है सुख करता गजानन है दुख हरता। This evening, my dear friends and devotees, whilst we glorify Lord Ganesh and whilst we offer arati, salutations to the lotus-like feet of the Divine Lord and Master of the Universe, this evening I invite each and every one of you, we glorify Bhagwan Shankara, who Lord Shiva is called Bholenath Bhava, the Lord of Destruction. We ask of him to destroy any negative energy that may surround us, and may he fill this mandir with peace, with love, with togetherness, with unity. Lord Ganesha is called Shivananda, the son of Lord Shiva, and so we glorify the Divine Lord. Om Namah Shivaya, Nagendraharaya Trirochanaya, Basmangaraya Maheshwaraya, Nityaya Shudhaya Digambraya, Tasmai Nakaraya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Bam Bole Hare, Mora Mana Kamna Pura Kare. Bole Hare, Mora Mana Kamna Pura Kare. Mora Mana Kamna Pura Kare. मोरा मन कामना पूरा करे। बम बोले हरे, मोरा मन कामना पूरा करे। बाबा की दाम पर गंगा की दार, पर गंगा की दार। बाबा की दाम पर गंगा की दार, पर गंगा की दार। सबके रतवा बाबा दुआ, सबके रतवा बाबा दुआ। बम बोले हरे, मोर मन कामना पूरा करे। बम बोले हरे, मोर मन कामना पूरा कर। ओ जगदम जगदम जगदम्बा देवी, देखो तुम्हारा शिव जोगी। जगदम जगदम जगदम्बा देवी, देखो तुम्हारा शिव जोगी। देखो तुम्हारा शिव जोगी, देखो तुम्हारा शिव जोगी। जगदम जगदम जगदम्बा देवी, देखो तुम्हारा शिव जोगी। ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय। करता गजानन. This is not the Kartal temple is coming, right? Because anywhere I go, I just boast about this mandir. And when you come to Kartal Mandir, you can't lose because you could hear the devotees from Forest Park Junction. Tonight, please don't disappoint me. Tonight, everybody's looking on and they are waiting to hear how beautiful we chant. He Sukha Karata Gajanan. देवता है सुख करता, गजानन है रुक हरता. एक बार, हे सुख करता. देवता है सुख करता, गजानन है दुख हरता. हे सुख करता, गजानन है दुख हरता. देवता है सुख करता, गजानन. This evening we welcome the presence of Lord Ganesh into our hearts. into our homes, into our mandir, into our lives. By chanting, He Sukha Karta, He Dukha Harta, Lord, You are the one who removes all sorrow in our life and bestows us with the blessing of happiness, with love, with devotion together. Be glorified. He Sukha Karta, Gajanand Hai Dukha Harta, Devata He Sukha Karta, Gajanand Hai Dukha Harta, Gajanand Hai Dukha Harta, Gajanand Hai Dukha. एक बार बोले गजानन स्वामी की, गणपति बाबा, मंगल मूर्ति, सत्य सनातन धर्म की. You may have the respectful seats this evening. Once more again, my dear friends and devotees, let me say Swagatam and welcome to this evening's Asandhya. This evening, a beautiful katha taken from the golden pages of the Ganesh Puran. I didn't know what katha to read tonight, so I asked Uncle Spidey, where should we begin our yajna? And if you want to know where we chose to begin, I think you will know where, but you will listen tonight. Before journeying to the golden pages of the Ganesh Puran, I invite you all to please sit upright. Let us all draw our palms together. As the Rishis and Munis gathered in Kailash Parvat, they are asking of Nandishwara, O Nandi, may you narrate to us the beautiful katha about Gajanan Swami. And so, Nandishwara is about to narrate the katha, but the Rishis and Munis firstly offer salutations to the feet of Bhagwan. As we are about to join katha this evening, let us also join in salutations to the Divine. With hands clasped together, with love in our hearts, we pray. Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om. Bhagavan 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 हमें दया करो. ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः. ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमो नमः. ओम श्री गुरु चरण कमलेभ्यो नमो नमः. श्री गोविंदाय नमो नमः. Salutations to Lord Ganesh. He is the remover of all obstacles and hurdles, trials and tribulations. The Divine Lord who bestows the blessing of success. We ask of Lord Ganesh to grant success upon our yajna and to each and every one. Join him with us this evening. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakote Samaprabha Nirviganam Kurme Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Gajananam Bhutaganari Sevitam Kapita Jambu Parasara Vakshitam Umasutam Shoka Vinashakarakam Namami Viganeshwara Parapankajam. Om. Salutations to Lord Shiva. Nagendrahara Yatrilochanaya Basmangaraya Yamaheshwaraya Nithaya Shudhaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Om Namaha Shivayam. Salutations to Devi. Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvata Sarike शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते. Salutations to the Guru. Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Necha Mana Mukura Sudhan Varano Raghubara Vimalaya Sham Jorayaka Palachan Pavan Kumar Balapuri Vedya Devu Muhi Harahu Kale Savikar Siya Pati Ramachandra Parajay Sharanam. Salutations to Saraswati Mata. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamatarupani Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Saraswati Vandana.
Jai Jai Shri Rama
Mahasaraswatye Namaha. With love and devotion this evening, as you are about to journey through the path of Sanatana Dharma, I invite you all to blend your voices in glorifying Bhagwan Sri Ganesh. Om Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Ashtavinayaka Ganapati Baba. Tonight, it is always said that when you start something, the foundation must be strong. And tonight, the way you are chanting, the foundation a little shaky. So let us start our Katha in a beautiful foundation with strength. Today, we all are faced with trials and tribulations in life. We all have obstacles. And we all will ask, Baba, how do I remove my obstacles? What could I do? Lord Ganesh has given us this opportunity through the medium of Ganesh Ustav to worship Him and to remove all the obstacles that may be within our path. Tonight, with love and devotion, let us blend our voices in glorification to Lord Ganesh. Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Ashtavinayaka Namo Namah. Remember, Baba don't hear too good in the left ears, right? And the left ear facing oil, so you know I am hearing too good, right? Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Sri Siddhi Vinayaka Namo Namah. Ashtavinayaka Namo Namah. Ganapati Baba Moria.
Vinayaka Namo Namah. Ashtavinayaka Namo Namah. Ganapati Baba Moria.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Namo Namah. Ashtavinayaka Namo Namah. Ganapati Baba Moria.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Namo Namah. Ashtavinayaka Namo Namah. Ganapati Bappa Moria.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Sri Siddhi Vinayaka Namo Namah. Ashtavinayaka Namo Namah. Mangala Murati Moria.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Namo Namah. Ashtavinayaka Namo Namah. Mangala Murti Moria.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Sri Siddhi Vinayaka Namo Namah. Ashtavinayaka Namo Namah. Ganapati Baba Moria.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Namo Namah. Ashtavinayaka Namo Namah. Ganapati Bappa Moria.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Ashtavinayaka Namo Namah. Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Sri Siddhi Vinayaka. Ashtavinayaka Namo Namah. Ganapati Baba Moria. Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Sri Siddhi Vinayaka Namo Namah. Ashtavinayaka Namo Namah. Ganapati Baba Moria. Moria Re Baba Moria Re. Moria Re Baba Moria Re Baba Moria Re.
Moria
गणपतये नमो नमः श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः अष्टविनायक नमो नमः गणपति बाबा मोरिया
गणपतये नमो नमः श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः अष्टविनायक नमो नमः गणपति बाबा मोरिया
मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे मोरिया मोरिया गणपति बाबा मोरिया
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 मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे
मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे
ओ मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे
मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे
गणपति बाबा आओ चले बाबा आओ चले गणपति बाबा आओ चले बाबा आओ चले मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे
मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे
ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः अष्टविनायक नमो नमः गणपति बाबा एक बार बोले गजानन स्वामी की सत्य सनातन धर्म की This evening a beautiful katha when Nandishwara he narrates to the rishis and the munis. He tells to them that you want to know about Gajanan Swami. Who is Gajanan Swami? Gajanan Swami, my dear friends and devotees, is a Lord with the elephant head, Lord Ganesh. He wants to know about the symbols of Lord Ganesh. What does Ganesh Baba symbolize? He is a Lord amongst all of the devatas with an elephant head. He has 4 arms. He holds a parashu, an axe. He holds a noose, a rope. He collects the laddu or the modak, and one of his hands is in Abhya Mudra, giving blessings. The devatas wants to know about this Lord Ganesh, who is called Pratham Deva Puja. He is the first deity to be worshipped. In all of our rituals, my dear friends and devotees, you will realize the first deity to be worshipped is whom? Lord Ganesh. In our very opening mantra, we will always say, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Shri Maha Saraswatyaya Namaha. We offer salutations to Lord Ganesh first in everything that we do. He is Pratham Deva Puja, to remove all obstacles in our path and to grant success upon our activities. Who is this Lord Ganesh? Nandishwara Bore, he tells to us this evening. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva. Oh Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva. शंभो कहा आगे तुम्हारे, शंभो कहा न गाए कुम्हारी, सो मत तुम्हारे का Nandishwara says that once Parvati Mata sitting upon Kailash Parvat, Narad Muni, he visited that divine mother. And as he approached Kailash, he said, Pranam, O Mata. Where's Bhagwan Shankar? Where's Lord Shiva? And so, Parvati Mata, she had told to Narad Muni that Lord Shiva is roaming the universe. He is giving darshan to his devotees. It is Brahma Murat. What time Lord Shiva comes upon the earth to give blessings? Brahma Murat. In the morning, between 3:30 to 4:30 a.m. This is the hour that Lord Shiva roams the earth. And so, Bhagwan Shankar, he is roaming the earth. Narad Muni. Whenever we hear Kathan, we hear the name Narad. We always know that some activity is coming up. Some kuchur he is going to stir up. Narad Muni says, Maya, have you ever wondered why Lord Shiva, in the form of Natraj, he wears a mala of heads or skulls? O Devi, have you ever wondered whose head or whose skulls are those? And so, Devi Mata begins to think. And while she is thinking, what takes place? Katha tells to us. तपह नारत भोले मिरडू तपह नारद बोले मिरडू सुनो एक भवानी हो सुनो एक भवानी जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा ओ जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा. Devi Maya, she sits on Kailash. And while she sits on Kailash Parvat, Narad Muni is asking this question, Devi, have you wondered why Lord Shiva wears a mala of heads in the form of Natraj? Have you ever wondered whose head are those? And she begins to think. Narad says to her, Ma, I am not in place, or I am not in a position to explain to you that. There's only one person who could tell you whose head are those, and that is Mahadev Baba, Lord Shiva. Devi Maya, hearing the words of Narad, she anxiously awaits the arrival of Lord Shiva. But while she is waiting, Narad Muni says, Maya, I must go travel the universe. Narayan, Narayan, and he goes. Narad Muni always loved to create a little situation and then he leaves. Parvati Maya, she walked from one end to the other. She walked from one end to the other of Kailash and she is waiting for Lord Shiva to come. For the ladies who are married, if someone were to come home and tell you something about your husband, what you just do? You walk from one end of the house to the next end. Isn't that so? Nowadays we take up the phone and we begin to call him. Long time we will walk from the road to the house and we are only looking out the road to see when he's going to come. And you know what we say? I'm waiting for him to come here. Isn't that so? Parvati Maya is waiting for Lord Shiva to arrive to Kailash. And while she waits, for quite some time, she hears Hara Hara Mahadev. She hears Lord Shiva coming to Kailash Parvat. And while Lord Shiva, he comes to Kailash, Devi Maya with clasped hands, she bows to the feet of Lord Shiva and she says, O Gopinath, did you have a successful journey? And he said, of course. She says, Gopinath, please take a seat. I have something to ask you. The Devi is teaching us a very valuable lesson this evening in Katha. When your husband returns home from work or wherever it may be, even though if you have something very important to ask him, what should you do firstly? You ensure that all is well. He's okay. You observe his mood and then you relate whatever it is. She says, O Shankar, Narad Muni had visited me earlier. And he had asked me a question I was unable to answer. He asked me, the mala of heads or skulls that you wear in the form of Natraj, whose head are those? Bodhinath, please tell me. And Lord Shiva, he says to Devi Ma, those heads are yours. Every time you took manifestation upon the earth and you left this earth, I took those heads and I created this mala to keep you close and near and dear to me. When you came in the form of Sati, I strung the head. In the form of Uma, I strung that head. And so I continue, Devi. And so, Parvati Mata, she looks at Shankar. She says, Bodhinath, you are immortal. Death cannot come close to you. But why must I die from time to time and come back on the earth to be with you? Why? Why don't you allow me to become immortal? Bhagwan Shankar, he's in a position where he tells to Devi, Maya, I cannot utter the mantra to make you immortal. For any creature or any being that hears this mantra, it is going to allow them to become immortal. For those who are married again, when the wife wants something, she has a way in getting it, isn't that so? That is not so? She always has a way in getting whatever she wants. She continues to ask Lord Shiva, why don't you make me immortal? And one day, Bhagwan Shankar, he stands in Kailash Parvat, and while he stands there, he holds the Trishul. And as he holds the Trishul in his hand, what he's about to do, Katha tells to us this evening. Jaya Bole Baba Taba Sharanam. Jaya Bole Baba Taba Sharanam. Jai Bole Baba Taba Sharanam. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Taba Sharanam. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Taba Sharanam. उमा कहा प्रभु में है नैना माथुर तुम हो सुन कहा तब कहा बचना रसाला तुम्हारे शीरक जय माला जय बोले बाबा तब शरणम जय बोले बाबा तब शरणम जय बोले बाबा तब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव. Bhagwan Shankar, he holds the Trishul, and as he holds the Trishul, he dashes it on the ground, creating a vibration on Kailash. All of the beings moving and unmoving, the birds, the bears, the humans, the rishis, the munis, everyone left Kailash. And Bhagwan Shankar, he says, Maya, very true, sit. I'm about to narrate the beautiful mantra to you, and listen carefully. And as Bhagwan Shankar is narrating the mantra, Devi Parvati, she says, Ha Prabhu, meaning yes, my Lord. And as he utters the mantra, Ha Prabhu, she is listening. But something takes place upon Kailash. What takes place? Katha tells to us. तुमसे शिवा अंतरा जो यह कतहा कबा होता जब आविन शिव कर आसना प्रभु पाचो सकल विधा जय बोले बाबा तब शरणम जय बोले बाबा तब शरणम जय बोले बाबा तब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव तब. एक बार बोलो महापति महादेव की. Bhagwan Shiva, my dear friends, he dashes the Trishul so that all of the beings left Kailash, and there he sits together with Parvati Ma. And he's narrating the mantra. Devi Maya, she continues to say, Ha Prabhu. But while he's narrating the mantra, there's a tree close by. And upon that tree, there's a nest. And in that nest are the egg of a parrot. And as time is passing by, the egg hatches. And the parrot sits on the branch. And as Devi Parvati will say, Ha Prabhu, the parrot is listening. And Devi Maya, she fell asleep. And while she is asleep, the parrot continues to answer, Ha Prabhu, Ha Prabhu. And Bhagwan Shankar is narrating, but he's hearing someone saying, Ha Prabhu. He doesn't realize Parvati Mata is asleep. But eventually Bhagwan Shankar, he realized that the Devi is asleep. And realizing that the Devi is asleep, it is a disrespect to the mantras that are being uttered. Likewise, whenever we are in satsang, whenever we are in puja, whenever mantras are being uttered and verses of the scriptures, we must never sleep. It is a disrespect to the power of the energy of the mantras and slokas. This is why long ago, our elders would tell us if we are juping. Everybody knows a jupe? Watch Uncle Smiley. If you're juping in the satsang, they say, "Bait, go downstairs and wash your face and come back and sit down." Oh, you remember that? No? Well, I used to wake in the satsang. He says it's a disrespect to sleep when satsang, when puja, when mantras are being uttered. And so why he says this? He gets up. And again he holds the trishul. When Bhagwan Shankar becomes angry, he takes a roop, the dancing form, the form of destruction. And as he stands there, my dear friends, Bhagwan Shankar holds the trishul. The jata begins to loose. And as the jata begins to loose, the snakes upon the body of Lord Shiva begins to crawl upon Kailash. And while the snake is crawling, the snake goes to Parvati Maya. And the snake circumambulates the Devi. And the snake stands there. But Bhagwan Shankar holds the trishul. And as he dashes the trishul to the ground, he begins to dance. Namah Shivaya Shantaya Bambola Baba. Namah Shivaya Shantaya Bambola Baba. Bola Baba Bam. Bola Baba Bam. Bola Baba. Bola Baba Bam. Bola Baba Bam. Bola Baba. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya Prabhu. Namah Shivaya Shantaya Bambola Baba. Namah Shivaya Shantaya Bambola Baba. He Sukahari, He Dukahari, He Bola Baba. He Sukahari, He Dukahari, He Bola Baba. Namah Shivaya Prabhu, Namah Shivaya Shantaya Bambola Baba. Namah Shivaya Shantaya Bambola Baba. As Lord Shiva dances the dance of destruction, Bhagwan Shankar, he dashes the trishul. Parvati Mata wakes up and she begins to pray, "Oh Bhagwan, maaf karo, please forgive me." But Bhagwan Shankar has felt disrespected. We must never, of course, engage in such actions, for the Lord feels disrespected. And he says, "Oh Parvati, oh Devi, you must leave Kailash. You have disrespected the holy grounds of Kailash. You have disrespected me, and more so, you have disrespected the mantra. For mantras are very powerful, my dear friends, and hence we must never disrespect our mantras. This is why when mantras are being uttered, the ladies will beautifully cover their heads. We will clasp our hands, we will bow our heads, and we will surrender to the feet of Bhagwan. And so, he says, Parvati, leave Kailash. And as Parvati leaves Kailash, tears is flowing from her eyes. He looks at the parrot and he goes to capture the parrot. And the parrot begins to fly. He's worried. Why is he worrying? When a parrot hears something, what a parrot does. Anybody know? When the parrot learns to say Ma, what the parrot does say holy. Jai Bhagwan, oh you never mind a parrot? My neighbor parrot does only say where you gone. Whole day and night he's asked where you gone, where you gone. When a parrot hears something, the parrot will continue to repeat it. And Bhagwan Shankar, he's thinking the parrot goes into the universe and begins to utter this mantra. And the parrot goes by the other parrots. Then Jai Bhagwan, the universe is at risk. So he has to capture this parrot. And as he's journeying, looking for this parrot, Devi Parvati, she goes into the forest and tears is flowing from her eyes. What takes place with her son? हे परमेश्वर उमा महेश्वर भोला बाबा, हे परमेश्वर उमा महेश्वर भोला बाबा, नमः शिवाय प्रभु नमः शिवाय शांताय बम भोला बाबा, नमः शिवाय शांताय बम भोला बाबा, भोला बाबा बम भोला बाबा बम भोला बाबा, भोला बाबा बम भोला बाबा बम भोला बाबा, नमः शिवाय प्रभु नमः शिवाय शांताय बम भोला बाबा, नमः शिवाय शांताय बम भोला बाबा, नमः शिवाय शांताय बम। उमापति महादेव की। Bhagwan Shankar goes to looking for his parrot. And while he's looking for the parrot, Devi Parvati is crying, how would I survive? I need to go back to my Shiva. And while she journeys through the forest, she meets with Kartikeya Baba. Everybody knows Kartikeya? Kartikeya is Skanda Kumar. He is called Subramanyam. And locally he is also called Murugan. He is the eldest son of Shiva and Parvati Ma. She meets with Kartikeya. And she tells to Kartikeya what has taken place. And Kartikeya Baba, he says, Maya, there's only one way to win the heart of Lord Shiva. And it's through devotion. There's only one way to win back the heart and the love of Lord Shiva. And it's by chanting the Panch Akshar mantra. What is the Panch Akshar mantra? Om Namah Shivaya. The 5-syllable mantra. Om, the eternal sound. Namah Shivaya. The Panch Akshar mantra. Devi Parvati, she takes the advice from Kartikeya. What does this teach us? Sometimes in life, my dear friends and devotees, we come in a situation where we are confused and we do not know what to do. And maybe our children might give us the greatest advice ever. Just like Kartikeya is advising Parvati Mata what to do. He is reminding her that when you pray to Shiva, when you perform devotion and chant the Panchakshar mantra, you win the heart of Lord Shiva. He is reminding her. Parvati Mata, she journeys deeper into the forest. She sees a beautiful cave and there's a stream running nearby. And Devi Parvati, she's about to embark upon this penance or tapasya. She gets the various herbs together with the hardi. Everybody knows hardi, right? Saffron. And she goes at the stone and she begins to piece. She begins to grind this hardi and the herbs. Hardi represents what? Purity. Isn't that so? Before any major rituals or ceremony, we will do what? We will besmear the hardi upon the body for purification. Not to get you white. It don't work. I could tell you that. The hardi is besmeared upon you for purification. And so she takes the hardi and she's besmearing it upon her skin together with the various herbs. But while she's rubbing it on her skin, the herbs, the hardy, together with the dirt from her skin, is falling to the ground. And she begins to speak to herself. And she's saying, "Oh Hari, oh Bhagwan, I'm about to perform this tapasya to please my Shiva. I do not want anyone to disturb me. Bhagwan, if only I had someone that I could place here to guard me, to ensure that no one disturbs my devotion, Bhagwan, it would be a great blessing." And as she utters these words, she looks at the water flowing. And she remembers that the water itself has life. Isn't that so? Sanatana Dharma teaches us that water has life. Within the water resides Ganga Mata, Varun Devta, Sagar Devta. We believe that there is life within the water. Take some water from the sea, put it in a bottle, smell it, no scent. Cover the bottle and leave it overnight. And open the bottle the next morning. Jai Shri Ram. There's life within the water. And so, she looks at the water. She looks at the herbs and the dirt on the ground. And she begins to mold a child. And while she's molding this doll, she holds it in her hand. With faith, with confidence, she says, "Lord, I know that you will bestow life upon this doll to assist me in my devotion." How many of us in today's world have that amount of faith in God? How many of us sitting here this evening have that amount of faith that this murti that is sitting here could come alive? We say, "Man, that Baba need to go sentence." If I tell you that this murti, there is life within the murti, we say, "Oh, Baba, we got to test the murti to see if it have life." You know what that means? Our faith is shaky. But I'm not telling you to believe my word. But if you have faith in Lord Ganesh, you will realize that there is a spark of divinity within the murti. Within every murti in the mandir, there is a spark of divinity within the murti. The murtis are representations of Bhagwan to help us to focus, to help our thoughts to be centered upon God. And so, we too must have this amount of faith like Parvati Ma. As we commence Ganesh Ustav and as the night goes by, we are going to engage in devotion. And we too must have faith in Lord Ganesh, that Baba, by the medium of offering arti and oblations to you, Prabhu, you will remove my obstacles and hurdles that I'm faced with in life. This is the amount of faith that we must have in God, or rather we should have in God. Like Parvati Ma, she holds the doll. Tears flow from her eyes. And she holds the doll and she dips it into the water. Om Sri Vaishnave Namaha. With closed eyes, she prays. Om Sri Narayanaye Namaha. Om Namaha Shivaya. Hara 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 Mahadev. Hara 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 Mahadev. Hara 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 Mahadev. Hara 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 Mahadev. The Devi holds the doll and she dips it into the water. She's a Shiva Bhakta. In Shiv Puran, before Parvati became wedded to Lord Shiva, she did great tapasya and penance to Lord Shiva to win his heart in marriage. She's a great Bhakta of Lord Shiva. She has faith in Lord Shiva. She has faith in God that even the impossible could become possible. Bringing a doll to life seems impossible for all of us. But when there's faith, even the impossible becomes possible. She holds it doll, and she says, "Oh Gangama, there's a life force within this very water." She holds it doll, and she dips it into the water, and she begins to pray. Hara 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 Mahadev, 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 Shambhu Mahadeva Shiva, Shambhu Mahadeva, Shambhu Mahadeva Shiva, Shambhu Mahadeva. She holds it doll, O Gangama. I know that you will put life into this doll, O divine. O Devi, the water itself has energy, and she dips it into the water. Gangadara Shiva Gangadara, Gangadara Shiva Gangadara, Gauri Priya Sankara Shiva, Gauri Priya Sankara. Bolo Hara 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 Mahadev, Hara 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 Mahadev, Hara 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 Mahadev, Hara 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 Mahadev. As the Devi holds the doll, my dear friends and devotees, the doll begins to move in her hand. And once the doll is moving in her hand, she opens her eyes and tears begin to flow. Oh Mahadev, by your grace and blessing today, we have brought forth a child into this world. And so she holds this child and she sings praises to Lord Shiva. And as the child begins to grow, she's telling this child, your father is Bodhinath. I am your mother. And she's dancing with this child and he's growing in age. And they glorify Bhagwan Shankar. Trishudara Shiva Trishudara, Trishudara Shiva Trishudara, Gauri Priya Sankara Shiva, Gauri Priya Sankara. Hara 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 Mahadev, 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 Shambhu Mahadeva Shiva, Shambhu Mahadeva, Shambhu Mahadeva Shiva, Shambhu Mahadeva, Shambhu Mahadeva, Shambhu Mahadeva. Pure Srimapati Mahadeva ki. Devi Maya, she has this child now. The very doll becomes alive. He grows in age while she glorifies Lord Shiva. The Katha is teaching us that even the impossible becomes possible when you face faith in God. Never belittle yourself and never think that there are things in life that you could never achieve. Have faith in God. You could do great things. We all could. But we must have faith in God and in ourselves. For the very word itself says, I am possible. Impossible says, I am possible. Anything is possible in this world where there is faith. And as this child grows in age, she's about to perform her devotion. She tells this child, listen, Putra, O son, I want you to stand at the very entrance of the cave and hold his dhanda. What is a dhanda? Anybody knows? What is a lati? Oh, you know is lati? Lati mange. The dhanda is a stick. And she gives the dhanda to this child and says, stand at the very entrance of the cave. I am going to perform tapasya to your father. And do not allow anyone to enter into the cave. This child stands there with the dhanda. Once the Devi goes inside of the cave, she prepares a beautiful lingam and she begins to make oblations to Lord Shiva. While she makes his oblations and offering, she chants Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. She's in deep meditation to Lord Shiva. And as time is passing by, her devotion becomes more intense. Days are passing by, weeks are passing by, into months, into years. How many of us, if we are performing a devotion to God, for instance, we have a problem. We go by Baba and Baba say, be it fast for 5 days and offer dhar to Lord Ganesh. Your problems will be no longer. On the first day, we offer the dhar with full faith. And we say, today, problems are done. We offer the dhar, Om Gam Ganapati Namaha. But the problems didn't done just then. A little more came. Whenever you are serving God, whenever you are about to serve God, obstacles will come. Problems will come. But as devotees of God, we must understand and know that. And when these things come, Hara Hara Mahadev. So the first day, nothing happens. The second day, we are about to offer the dhar. Nothing happened yet. We say, man, this thing I walk in. One more day, and if nothing happened, Ram Nam Satya Hai. So the third day, we offer the dhar, Om Gam Ganapati Namaha, and nothing happened, but more problems come. What we say? This thing I walk in, forget about that. You know why it didn't work? Not that the devotion isn't the correct devotion. It's not that the mantra wasn't powerful enough. We tend to blame everything else. Sometimes we blame the Baba and say, he is good enough. But have we ever sat and think for a moment, is it me? Is it because I didn't have enough faith in the mantra? Is it because I didn't have enough faith in the devotion? That's why it didn't work? We must stop when things go wrong in our lives. And when things are not going how they are supposed to go, we must stop and analyze ourselves and see where we are going wrong. And when we realize where we are going wrong, we must make the necessary changes. The Katha is teaching us to have faith. Parvati Mata is praying for years, but she doesn't give up. You know why? She has faith in Lord Shiva. That the day is going to come that he is going to come to me. We too must have that amount of faith in God. God, I am not giving up. Whatever problems you bring before me, I have faith in you that you will help me to overcome them. And use these problems as stepping stone to achieve my goal in life. This is what we must do. Have faith in our devotion. She has faith in her devotion. And what takes place? She sits there. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. And why she chants Om Namah Shivaya? The Devi Parvati is whom? She is Durga Bhavani. She is the energy of the universe. And while she continues to pray, the Kundalini Shakti, Gyan Shakti, Yoga Shakti, they are all becoming awakened. And while these are becoming awakened, the Devi is unaware. But the earth begins to shake. And the Devas become worried. If the Devi manifests his energy upon the earth, this earth cannot bear the weight of that pure energy. And as the Devatas become worried, they journey to Kailash. They had a problem. They were worried, what would we do? The universe could be destroyed. When we have a problem in today's world, where do we take our problems? When we have a problem in today's world, where do we take our problems? Baba, I have a good friend. So I tell my best friend my problem. But Baba, by the time I reach Forest Park, the whole of Karatar and Forest Park know my problem. Jai Bhagwan. Sometimes when we have problems, and we tell our best friend, now I'm not saying all friends are bad, we have good friends and friends again. Majority of the time when we tell our friends our problem, the friend begins to narrate your problem like a katha to everybody. And by the time it reaches back to you, you know something? The whole story changed. Because everybody take out and put in and polish and fix and suit, and by the time it reaches back, Jai Bhagwan, you now learn something about yourself. When we have a problem, who should we take our problem to? The mantra tells us this evening. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva tvameva bhandho cha saka tvameva. The mantra says tvameva mata cha pita tvameva tvameva bhandho cha saka tvameva. God, you are my mother, my father, my friend, companion, and everything unto me. Who is your greatest friend? Don't say Bihari. Who is your greatest friend? Your greatest friend should be Bhagwan. Every day we tell God, God, you are my friend. How much time will it take to sit down and talk to God and tell God your problem? Just as we could sit and talk to any one of us, you could sit and talk to God and tell God your problem. Bhagwan will destroy your problems without telling anybody. But once you have faith in God. Many times we ask, what is the greatest mantra to utter? The mantra of your heart. Sit down and talk to God, not from the lips, but from the heart. And tell God your problems. He will destroy it. The Devatas have a problem. Who did they turn to? They turn to Lord Shiva. He is the destroyer. And as they journey to Kailash Parvat, with clasped hands they pray, O Bholinath, O Bhagwan Shankar. Devi Maya is performing an intense tapasya to please you. Whilst you sit in Samadhi, the universe is shaking. Because that energy is being awakened, that Mahadevi. And the earth cannot bear that weight. It could destroy it. O Shankar, you are the only one to help us. You are the only one to save the earth. Oh Bhagwan, please, please help us. This evening, I'm sure that we all have problems in our lives. I'm sure that we all are faced with trials and tribulations. I'm sure that we all have some difficult situation in our lives. None of our lives are perfect. And we all have these things from time to time. Isn't that so? When we come to satsang and when we come to Ganesh Ustav, is where we get the opportunity to remove these things. How to remove it? The Devatas pray to Lord Shiva. Likewise this evening, we too pray. With clasped hands, with bowed heads and closed eyes, we pray to Lord Shiva. Hara Hara Jai Shankara Om Hara Hara. Ek baar. Hara Hara Om Hara Hara. Or for love. Hara Hara Jai Shankara Om Hara Hara. Hara Hara Jai Shankara Om Hara Hara. Om Namah Shivaya. Nagendrahara Yatrilochanaya Basmangaraya Yamaheshwaraya Netaya Shodhaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya. Hara Hara Jai Shankara. This evening with love, talk to Lord Shiva. Bhagwan, you are the destroyer. May you destroy all of our problems in life. May you prepare us for the path of bhakti devotion, to surrender to Gauri Putra Shivananda Bhagwan Shri Ganapati. O Bhagwan, just as you have destroyed the problems of the devatas, may you destroy our problems. I place my life in your hands, O Lord Shiva. हमें दया करो, हमें रक्षा करो, बारंबार नमस्कार करता हूँ. कर्पूर गौरम करुणावतारम संसार सारम भुजगेन्द्रहारम सदावसंतम हृदयारि वृंदे भवम भवानी सहितम नमामि. हर हर जय शंकर ओम हर 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 जय शंकर ओम हर हर ओम हर हर ओम हर. The devatas, they journey to Kailash. You see, this evening, so much love was placed into chanting Hara Hara that Bhagwan Shankar came to us. You know, the old people always say, what we can't see, the dog they see. When you hear the dog barking and what you can't see them seeing, tonight Lord Shiva and Ganapati Baba is entering the mandir and they are seeing this evening. But at least I hope that is what they see. Bhagwan Shankar, he sits on Kailash, he stands up now. And he goes into the forest. And once he journeys into the forest, he's looking for Parvati Ma. How does he find the Devi? As he journeys into the forest, he sees a beautiful cave. But when he looks at the cave, he can see the cave is glowing. Why? Because of the aura of the Devi. When you pray, when you offer japa and mantra, your aura is purified. You begin to glow. You know, sometimes you see somebody for the first time, and from the time you see that person, immediately feel as though you have known that person for many years. In Trinidad, we say, from the time you see the person, your blood take them. Isn't that so? That's when the person's aura is beautiful. And then sometimes when you see some people, Jai Bhagwan, when in Trinidad they say, my blood I take that person. It's when the aura is not so beautiful. But the aura of the Devi is glowing in this cave. And Bhagwan Shankar, he knows that Parvati Mata is within that cave. He hurriedly goes towards the cave. But as he's entering the cave, a dhanda comes before him, this stick. And he looks to the right. He sees his little boy. He says, I am Bholenath and I am going into the cave. My wife is in the cave. But the little boy says, your wife is in the cave? My mother is in the cave and she is praying to my father, Lord Shiva. But you can imagine how Lord Shiva is confused. He says, your mother is in the cave? He says, yes. And she's praying to my father, who is Shiva. And she told me no one is allowed to enter into this cave. He begins to laugh. And the little boy says, the only way you could enter in this cave is if you battle with me. And he knocks the stick in the ground. The only way you could enter into this cave is if you battle with me. And he knocked the dhanda on the ground. And Bhagwan Shankar wants to enter into the cave. This is the Leela of Lord Shiva. The Leela of Lord Shiva is revealing itself. Parvati Mata has a son. But Lord Shiva must have an input into his existence for him to become Shivananda, the son of Lord Shiva. So this is the Leela of Lord Shiva. Bhagwan Shiva walks back and he holds the Trishul. And the boy is provoking Lord Shiva. He says, you think you could win me in battle? My mother is very energetic. She's Shakti. And I'm just like my mother. I could destroy anybody. And Lord Shiva is just looking and he's laughing. And he holds the Trishul. And as he holds the Trishul, he commands it to go towards the boy. And as the Trishul, with that energy going towards the child, the Trishul takes off the head of this child and it goes your jhanas away and the body falls on the ground. And as the body falls on the ground, Bhagwan Shankar enters into the cave. And as he enters into the cave, what takes place? The Katha tells to us. Sri Ganesh Sharanam Mama, Sri Ganesh Sharanam Mama, Sri Ganesh Sharanam Mama, Bolo Sri Ganesh Sharanam Mama, Sri Ganesh Sharanam Mama, Sri Ganesh Sharanam Mama, Sri Ganesh Sharanam Mama, Devi Sri Ganesh Sharanam Mama. Bhagwan Shankar enters into the cave, and as he enters into the cave, he stands behind Parvati Ma. If you are praying and someone is standing and watching you, you could feel that aura, isn't that so? And sometimes you open your eye and you could see the person living next to you watching to make sure you're praying. And then sometimes you open your eye and there's nobody. When you don't see anyone, it's Bhagwan looking at you. As she opens her eyes, she sees Lord Shiva. And as she sees Lord Shiva, she falls to the feet of Lord Shiva and she begins to pray. What is she praying? What does she say? Katha tells us. Sutana bole vachana bhavani, suno tata mano mamavani, gyaf dwar ke dhar bicho, hum yah kar shiv tapo mana, Sri Ganesh Sharanam Mama, Sri Ganesh Sharanam Mama, Sri Ganesh Sharanam Mama, Baba Sri Ganesh Sharanam Mama, O Baba Sri Ganesh Sharanam Mama, Prabhu Sri Ganesh Sharanam. Parvati Ma falls to the feet of Lord Shiva. And as she falls to the feet of Lord Shiva, she begins to pray for forgiveness. Samay ekta Rajav bole, Chala jala navakara Maruras bole. Om 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 Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Samay ekta Rajav bole, Chal jal navakar Marudas bole. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. She prays to Lord Shiva, Bhagwan, may you please forgive me. For I have made a great mistake, O Lord. And Bhagwan Shankar, he holds Parvati Maya. He says, Ma, it is time for us to return to Kailash. But Parvati Maya, she now realizes, but how did you enter into the cave? And as she looks at the entrance, the Devi sees blood coming into the cave. Her stomach begins to hurt. For the mothers who are here, whenever your children are hurt, what happens to you? You could tell. You're at home, but you know that your child is hurt somewhere. You know that your child is not well. The ability of a mother. Her belly begins to hurt. She begins to run out of the cave. And while she's running out of the cave, tears is flowing. She calls to the child. As she runs out of the cave, she sees the body lying on the ground and blood oozing out of the body. The Devi begins to grow. And while she's growing, her hair begins to grow. She's red in complexion. She's not Parvati anymore. She takes a form to bring justice. The Devi brings justice into your home. The Devi doesn't stand for injustice. What root or what form does she take? As she stands there, she holds the body of this child and tears is flowing from her eyes, but she begins to scream. And while she's screaming, the Devatas begin to pray. Devi, Shanti karo ma, Shanti karo. Jai Durge, Jai Jai Durge, Jai Durge Jagadambe Durga Kali Ma, Jai Jai Jagadamba Tu Shirawali Ma, Ma Jai Ma, Ma Jai Ma, Ma Devi Ma, Ma Durga Ma, Jai Durge. Devi, my dear friends, she looks at Lord Shiva and she says, "Oh Bholenath, you are so powerful and you are so great. But today I will destroy this universe if you do not bring back life to my child." When a mother sees her child hurt, what happens to her? She becomes destructive. Isn't that so? She takes the root of Durga Mata. Durga Mata, my dear friends, is the one who bestows the blessing of justice. She doesn't tolerate injustice. And she says, "Oh Bholenath, it is unfair. Bestow life back upon this child." Durga Mata is called Jagat Janani Mata. She is that one Devi, but she takes various roops and forms. Just like the biological mother. The biological mother, when we are in primary school and we come home with homework, who do we go to? We go to our mother. Even though she doesn't know exactly what to do, she tries her best. She takes the form of Saraswati Mata in your life. Whenever we are short in cash, as old as we are, whenever we are short in cash, who do we go to? We go to the father. And what does the father say? "Boy, think hard." So then immediately we go to the mother. And she said, "Babe, go under the pillow. It have a $20 choke. You go take it." Isn't that so? She takes the root of Lakshmi Mata in your life. And whenever you are sick, who helps us? Whenever we are sick, we look for our mothers first. Isn't that so? Even when people get old and about to die, they call for their mothers who are deceased. And the mother will come with the famous mixture of the bay rum, the coconut oil, the lime, and the camphor, nutmeg. And she will well potato down. Isn't that so? And by the next morning, you're good to go. She takes the form of Durga Mata. But whenever you are hurt, the mother becomes angry. And what root or what form does she take? The Katha tells us. Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Adi Shakti Ma Jagati Janani, Ranchandi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali. The Devi begins to dance the dance of instruction. And Lord Shiva calls his dutas and he tells to the dutas, "I want you to go to the north. And the first head you see, bring it back to me." And so the dutas of Lord Shiva bows his dutas like feet. And they go to the northern direction. And the first creature they saw was an elephant. And they brought the elephant head. And upon bringing the elephant head there, they stood with that head. Brahma is on one end, Shiva is on the other, and Bhagwan Sri Vishnu. A light emanates from the third eye of Brahmaji, and it goes to Lord Shiva. From the third eye of Lord Shiva, light emanates, it goes to Bhagwan Vishnu. From the third eye of Lord Vishnu, a light emanates and it goes back to Brahma. And the Devi, who is Shakti herself, stands there, holding this head, and the child is placed there. They begin to pray. And whilst they are praying, they instill life back upon this child. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Durga Rupena Samsita सीता नमस्तस्ये 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 नमो नमः जय देवी महाकाली रे 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 जय देवी महाकाली ओम गम गणपते नमः शुक्रं भरदं देवं शशिभरदं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्तवरनं ध्यायुनो सर्वविघ्नोपरते नमः. They are chanting the mantras and they place the head upon the body of this child and the hands begin to move. And as the hands begin to move, my dear friends and devotees, life is being instilled back on this child. The devatas begin to pray. And whilst they are praying, they are calling that divine Lord. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. With love and devotion we call Lord Ganesh. Sukha karta dukha harta mera Ganapati Baba. Sukha karta dukha Moria Ganapati Baba Mangala Murti. You know, sometimes when I pass on the road going to Puja and I hear you all calling the children or the neighbor, Jai Bhagwan, it has been over the volume in my deck. I hear you all calling so loud. Tonight we are calling Lord Ganesh, Aavo Prabhu Meri Aavo. I will be calling Aavo Prabhu Meri Aavo. Tonight, with love and devotion, we call Lord Ganesh. Sukha karta dukha harta mera Ganapati Baba. Oh, sukha karta dukha harta mera Ganapati Baba Moria. Aavo Prabhu meri aavo Mangala Murti aavo. Aavo Prabhu meri aavo Mangala Murti aavo. Sukha karta dukha harta mera Ganapati Baba Moria. Sukha karta dukha harta mera Ganapati Baba Moria. Aavo Prabhu meri aavo Mangala Murti aavo. Aavo Prabhu meri aavo Mangala Murti. They call Lord Ganesh, and as the body begins to move, Parvati Mata, she hugs this child. She hugs this child and tears flows from her eyes and she says, "Oh Putra, oh son, from today you will be known as Gajanan." Who is Gajanan? The one with the elephant head. You will be known as Gajanan Swami, the one with the elephant head. Lord Shiva goes before him and he says, "Oh Putra, oh son, for you to become my son, I have to have an input into your creation. And so, today I have an input into your life. And you'll be known as Shivananda, the son of Shiva. You'll be known as Hiramba, the mother's beloved child. You'll be known as Gauri Putra, the son of Gauri. You'll be known as Lambodara, the one with a huge stomach. You'll be known as Vignaharta, the one who removes the problems of your devotees." All of the devatas, my dear friends and devotees, gathered there together. They begin to usher blessings and various vardhan and gifts upon Lord Ganesh. And Ganapati Baba sits there beautifully. As he receives these darshan and blessings, what takes place? We glorify Him. सुख करता दुख हरता मेरा गणपति बाबा मोरिया। सुख करता दुख हरता मेरा गणपति बाबा मोरिया। आवो प्रभु मेरी आवो मंगल मूर्ति आवो। आवो प्रभु मेरी आवो गणपति जय जय गणपति गणपति जय जय गणपति 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 पालय मां गणपति सुरपति महापति गजपति गणपति गणपति पालय मां गणपति लंबोरा गणपति विघ्नहर्ता गणपति गणपति Yamraj appeared there, and from the noose of Yamraj another noose, another rope appears. Yamraj uses the noose to do what? Anybody know? Who is Yamraj? Oh, you don't know who is Yamraj? Wanted to come, or you go meet him. Yamraj is the Lord of Death, and he uses the noose to pull the Atma out of the body. And as he gives the noose to Ganesh, he says, "O Gauri Putra, this noose, you will pull your devotees closer to their goals in life." Parshuram appears there, and from the Parshu another appears. And he says, "O Vignaharta, this Parshu axe that you will hold in your hand will cut the attachment of your devotees upon this material world. We are all upon the material world, and Bhagwan teaches us, never become attached to it. But Bhagwan never said, do not enjoy it. Enjoy it to the fullest. We are placed here to enjoy this life. But do not become attached to it and make it your first priority. Our first priority should be Bhagwan. And so he says the axe will cut the attachment to the material world. He is given various Vardhan and blessings. And why is he giving these blessings and Vardhan? Ganapati Baba, together with Parvati Mata, Bhagwan Shankar, Nandishwara, Kartikeya Swami, and all of the rishis and munis, the devatas, they journey to Kailash. They all sit upon the beautiful Parvat, the beautiful hill. And once they sit there, what takes place? The devatas, the dutas of Lord Shiva begins to glorify Lord Ganesh. Why? Lord Ganesh, he says to Ganesh, Ganesh Baba, he says to the dutas of Lord Shiva, he says, from today onwards, I am your chief commander. For Bhagwan Shankar, he says to Lord Ganesh, O Ganapati, you will be known as the Lord of the Ganas. You will be known as Ganapati. The Lord of the Ganas, the dutas of Lord Shiva. And so the dutas begin to glorify Lord Ganesh. And once they are glorifying Lord Ganesh, they are seeking the blessings of the divine. This evening, once we gather this evening in puja and worship Katha, we too glorify Lord Ganesh. We too receive the blessings of the divine Lord and Master of the universe. Ganapati, 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 Palayama, Ganapati, Surapati, Mahapati, Gajapati, Ganapati, Ganapati, Palayama, Ganapati, 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 Lambora, Ganapati, Vignarta, Ganapati, Lambora, Ganapati, 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 Palayama, Ganapati, Surapati, Mahapati, Gajapati, Ganapati, Ganapati, Palayama, Ganapati, Ganapati, Palayama, Ganapati, Ganapati, Palayama. सुख करता दुख हरता मेरा, ओ सुख करता दुख हरता मेरा, आओ प्रभु मेरी आओ मंगल मूर्ति आओ, आओ प्रभु मेरी आओ मंगल। गजानन स्वामी की। Parvati Mata, as much as she's happy that her son is restored back with life, she says, oh Shiva, what about the calf who has no head? And Lord Shiva says that that Atma, that soul has attained mukti, for the Atma has given up that head to serve mankind. And so, all of the dutas, they now leave. All of the rishis, the munis, the devatas. And as everyone is leaving, they have their vahan, their vehicle. Kartikeya Baba mounts his vahan. What is the vehicle of Kartikeya? A peacock. He mounts the peacock and he leaves. Ganesha is looking at everything. He sits there. but he's looking at everything. And he looks at Lord Shiva. He says, Pita, everyone has a vahana vehicle. Even my brother Kartike, he has a peacock. Prabhu, when would I have a vahana vehicle? And he begins to nag Lord Shiva. You know when your child reaches that age and he gets his license, what has happened? He wants to drive the vehicle. He wants a vehicle for himself. He doesn't care if you have to wash every piece of clothes in the house. But he would do anything to get that vehicle. Ganesh is begging, when would I get a vehicle? And so, Parasav Mahamuni, he journeys to Indralok for a beautiful, beautiful satsang. And what takes place? It takes us to tomorrow's night katha. Ek baar bole Sri Gajanan Swami ki jai, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki jai. This evening we have learned the manifestation, the form of Lord Ganesh. Once we prepare to do our Havan and our 108 offerings of Laddu, very briefly I remind each and every one of you of the symbolism of Lord Ganesh. When we look at the Murti of Lord Ganesh, he has a huge head, an elephant head. And it reminds us that we should always think big. Never belittle yourself. Many times you do that, isn't that so? We think we can accomplish something and then doubt comes into the mind and we say, nah, I can't do that. Bhagwan is telling us, never belittle yourself. Think big. He has huge ears, but he has a small mouth. And what does this teach us? To listen more and talk? Or you don't know that? Listen more and talk? Instead, what do? We talk more and we listen? Maybe because our ears is not as big as Ganesh one. But we should listen more and talk less. He has two tusks, but one is broken. And he reminds us in life, we will come into a situation where we must take the good and leave the bad. In life itself, we will have good and bad that will happen to us. Always look at the good and always leave the bad behind. When we look at the image of Lord Ganesh, he has small eyes, teaching us to always concentrate on the goal of life. What is the goal of life? The goal of life is to attain mukti, liberation, oneness with the Devis and Devatas. And so we must concentrate on that goal of life. Lord Ganesh has a huge stomach, Lamborina. And a huge stomach that he has, he tells to us, peacefully digest the good and the bad that comes to you in life. Why? Because everything that happens to us in life is seen and is accepted as prasadam. What we may see to be bad, there is good in it. We may not see it today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day to come. So peacefully digest it. And have faith in God and understand that everything happens by the blessing of Bhagavan. One of his hand he holds the noose, which pulls us closer to our goal. And the other he holds the parshu, the axe that cuts our attachment to the material world. He has the modak or the laddu, the rewards for our sadhana, our good deeds. And his right hand is an abhya mudra, giving blessing to his devotees. But Lord Ganesh is always seen with a moshak. Who is the moshak? Tomorrow night katha will teach us that. Bole Satya Sanatan Dharma ki jai. Whilst we prepare beautifully to join in our oblations and offerings to Lord Ganesh, the 108 laddu, and of course the 108 oblations into the holy and sacred fire, I invite one of our Srota to come before the Murti of Lord Ganesh to offer the laddu, whilst the other will offer into the holy and sacred fire. So this evening, my dear friends and devotees, we are very blessed and privileged to have joining with us my wonderful Bhaiya, Pundit Dharan. And of course, so I invite him at this point to lead us in chanting the beach mantra to Lord Ganesh, Om Gam Ganapati Namah. Before doing so, we offer Arpan. We offer water around the fire 3 times. Om Sarva Paparam Divyam गंगेयं निर्मलं जलम् आचमन्यं मया रतं गृहाणं परमेश्वराम्। ॐ एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात्। ॐ गं गणपते नमः
स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। 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 ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः स्वाहा। 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 Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Swaha. 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 Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Swaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Swaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Swaha. Om Ekrantaye Vidmahi Vakratundaye Dhimahi Tando Dhanti Prachodayata Swaha. Om Sarvebhyo Devibhyo Namah Swaha. Sarvebhyo Devatabhyo Namah Swaha. Sarvebhyo Brahmanebhyo Namah Swaha. Offer some water by the Murti 3 times. Karavujai, invite you all to stand as we join in our final Purnamahuti offering, which leads us into the offering of our coconut and Arti this evening. Om Purnamidha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagvam Shanti. We offer Achman. Sarva Papa Haram Devyam Gangeyam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanyam Mayaratam Grihanam Parameshwara. We find the fire. Banaspatir Sura Bhutoyo Ganyu Ganyutamaha Agrahana Sarvadevanam Dhupoyam Brati Grahitam. That is what take blessing. Ochasi Ochasi Mohidehi Balamasi Balamasi Mohidehi Dhupam Samarpayami. Bow to the fire. Agni Devta Ki Jai. Wherever you are, my dear friends, let us clasp our hands as we are about to offer the Nariyal Pal, the coconut. We ask of Lord Ganesh, whatever hurdles, whatever obstacles may be within our path, O Lord Ganesh, by your grace, by your blessing, by your darshan, may you remove all obstacles. We take the first coconut as we light a Kapur Kampa. We pray. Gam 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 ganapati gam 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 gam. Everybody, gam 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 ganapati gam. Vakratunda mahakaya Suryakoti samaprabha Nirviganam kuru me deva Sarvakarishu sarvara. Bolo gam 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 ganapati gam 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 ganapati gam 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 ganapati gam gam. Which are our very first coconut with Jaikar. Gam 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 ganapati 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 lambodadaya vignaharta ekadantaya namo namah. Bolo gam 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 Gajanan Swami ki. Gam 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 ganapati 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 sarvajana swarbhagyana samyah she mahaveryam devadevam vinayakam vimorchanaya vignahartam. Bolo gam 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 ganapati gam. We hold the second coconut. We pray to Lord Ganesha, O Ganapati. May you accept our offering. May you guide us. May you protect us as we pray to the Divine Lord. Upanadrava ekam made devana drakya samyata devana upadra iti mana namma tvam kalokanam. Bolo gam 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 ganapati gam 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 ganapati lambodada ekaranta kapishwara vignaharta. Bol gam 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 ganapati gam 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 ganapati gam 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 ganapati gam. एक बार बोले श्री विघ्नहर्ता भगवान की, गजानन स्वामी की। गम 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 गणपति गम 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 गणपति लंबोदरा गणेश्वरा गणेश्वरा विघ्नहर्ता गजानना स्वयंभना हिरंबना शिवनंदन। बोलो गम 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 गणपति गम 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 गणपति गम 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 गणपति गम गम। गम गणपतये नमो नमः। अष्टविनायक गणपति बाबा। My dear friends and devotees, there is sanitizer. Before you enter the stage, sanitize your hands and perform your arati. Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Shri Siddhi Vinayak Namo Namah. Ashtavinayak Namo Namah. Ganapati Bappa Moria. Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah. Shri Siddhi Vinayak Namo Namah. Ashtavinayak Namo Namah. Ganapati Bappa Moria. ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः। श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः। अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः। गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः। श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः। अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः। गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः। श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः। अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः। गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः। श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः। अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः। श्री मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया। ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः। श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः। अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः। श्री गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः। श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः। अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः। श्री गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः। श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः। अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः। श्री गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे। 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 गणपति बाबा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया। गणपति बाबा मंगल मूर्ति। गणपति बाबा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया। गणपति बाबा मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे। मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे। मोरिया मोरिया गणपति बाबा मोरिया। मोरिया मोरिया गणपति बाबा मोरिया। मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे। मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया। ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः। श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः। अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः। गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः। श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः। अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः। मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया। मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे। 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 गणपति बाबा आओ चले बाबा आओ चले, ओ गणपति बाबा आओ चले बाबा आओ चले। मोरिया दे बाबा मोरिया दे बाबा मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया। गणपति बाबा मोरिया मंगलमूर्ति मोरिया, गणपति बाबा जय भगवान। गणपति बाबा मंगलमूर्ति, गणपति बाबा मंगलमूर्ति, गणपति बाबा मंगलमूर्ति, गणपति बाबा मंगलमूर्ति। मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया गणपति बाबा मोरिया हो मोरिया गणपति बाबा मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया। ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः, श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः, अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः, ओ गणपति बाबा मोरिया। ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः, श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः, अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः, मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया। ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः, श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः, अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः, गणपति बाबा मोरिया। बोलो मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया गणपति बाबा मोरिया हो मोरिया गणपति बाबा मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे बाबा। गणपति बाबा आओ चले बाबा आओ चले। बोलो गणपति बाबा आओ चले बाबा आओ चले। मोरिया रे बाबा 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 मोरिया। ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः, श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो, अष्ट विनायक गणपति बाप्पा। दरस क्राप लौरी। ओम गम गणपतये श्री सिद्धि विनायक अष्ट विनायक गणपति बाप्पा। Let us sing loudly now. Om Gam Ganapatye Shri Siddhi Vinayak Ashta Vinayak Namo Namah Ganapati Bappa. Puro Moria de Baba Moria de 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 Moria de Baba Moria. Ganpati Baba Moria, Mangalamurti Moria, Ganpati Baba Moria, Mangalamurti Moria, Moria de Baba Moria de Moria de Baba Moria. Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah, Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Namo Namah, Ashta Vinayaka Namo Namah. O Ganapati Bappa Moria. Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah, Shri Siddhi Vinayaka Namo Namah, अष्टविनायक नमो नमः। मंगलमूर्ति मोरिया श्री गणपति बप्पा मोरिया, श्री गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। ओम मंत्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दनं यत्पूजितं मया देव परिपूर्णं तदस्तु मे। कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियेण वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृतिं स्वभावतं करोमि यज्ञं सकलं परस्मै नारायणाय समर्पयामि। With love and devotion together. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Jasaka Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva, Tvameva Sarvam सुख करता दुख हरता मेरा गणपति बप्पा मोरिया। सुख करता दुख हरता मेरा गणपति बप्पा। आओ प्रभु मेरी आओ मंगल मूर्ति आओ। आओ प्रभु मेरी आओ मंगल मूर्ति। हरि ओम शांति शांति शांति। Hari Om. Hands clasped together. Turn to the person next to them as you tell them Jai Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapate Namo Nama Lambodaraye Namo Namam। एक बार बोले गणेश भगवान की, गणपति बाबा मंगल मूर्ति, सत्य सनातन धर्म की Jai Jai Sitaram. You may have your respectful seats. Arti Prasad Panchamrit is prepared for each and every one. Will come your way. Bhojan is prepared for each and every one. Please do stay and partake. Be sure to join with us tomorrow evening for yet another beautiful katha taken from the Ganesh Upasana. Feel free to bring your offerings of coconuts, laddu, fruits, malas, etc. and receive the blessings of Lord Ganesh. Let me take the opportunity this evening to thank Bhai Kishanji and Media Concepts 29 for taking our devotion to the home of many devotees throughout the world. May Lord Ganesh richly bless you now and forever. Jai Sitaram.
पधारो घर मेरे, पधारो।